What up? What up?
Yo. What up, STK family? It's your one and only Coach B and Ed Money.
And Dollars up in the house.
Dollars in the house, and it's just us two, man. Just.Hek
dynamic duo. I'm gonna go with Batman and Robin. Am I Batman or am I Robin?
Barrett and Julius. Barrett and Julius. You Julius.
But you know what it is? I'm the new Batman and you're Ben Affleck.
Oh,
I'm Patterson and you're Ben Affleck.
I want to be Christian Bale. I don't want to.
You're Christian Bale. I'm the other guy.
Yeah,
Patterson.
Yeah, you're the new guy. I watched Patterson. I haven't seen it. I gotta go see that movie too, by the way.
I mean, this is the STK podcast, but I watched it. I know Just.Hek was hating on Batman, but I will tell you and the audience out there, it is one of the best comic book based movies I've ever seen, and I'm like a nerd from the heart of nerdia. Like me and my family go to Comic-Con every year. This movie was legit, and it was legit because it brought it back to the comic books. And in the comics, Batman was the world's greatest detective. This was a great detective kind of flick.
All right. Now
watch it. It's long though. It's 3 hours.
Oh man, well I'll give it a go. Now on to some better news. We won tonight.
Yeah, baby.
Shout out to the home team, man. Coming off a ugly home game, back to back. Actually, that's crazy. But yeah, off a ugly home game against Atlanta. We beat the Hornets, man. What's your thoughts on the game?
Big win for the Knicks, man. Big win. Yesterday was a big loss for the Knicks, though. Had we won that game, we would have been within 3 games. We're still like within 5 games with 10 games to go in the play-in. Highly unlikely that we will make it. Highly. Like statistically speaking, we ain't making it. No way. That means that we'd have to go on a mega run, and some other team that's in the bottom has to go on a downward spiral. You know, a mega run the other way. So
I'm gonna be an optimist and say we cut it close. You know, probably cut it to like a game and a half, and and then maybe in those last 2 games a miracle happens. But I see a lot of bright spots, man. Or like, would you like from the past couple games?
I mean, RJ's play has been, to me, the shining star, primarily because he's not just. I think he's starting to figure it out, man. And in yesterday's telecast, Wayne Wade said it correctly. He was like, he was impressed with RJ's playmaking abilities. The thing that we've been talking about this entire year is that the Knicks don't have a playmaker. Sometimes when RJ had the ball in his hands, he tried to play make, and he tried, and it was a lot of Gotham lobs. But in today's game, he's doing all the right moves. I mean, he's still kind of shooting inefficiently, but he's attacking the basket. He's trying to get the ball around to the other dudes. He's cutting to the basket. He's trying to make it happen. Good things more or less are happening when he has the ball in the basket. There's a couple times in yesterday's game where he missed a shot, but it was during like a flow of the offense type of situation where the Knicks got the rebound and had a putback. In today's game, he was all over the place. Highly impressed with RJ, and a battle of 2 OBs today too. Yesterday he played okay. Today he was amazing. If this is the OB we can get for the whole season, then I would sacrifice Julius in a trade any day, any week, because today's OB was all over the court. Rebounding, doing the gritty stuff, setting screens, high flying, activity, making some threes. He was 2 for 3. So, today's impressive guys were OB and RJ for me.
Definitely. Big shout out to RJ. Well, just like we kind of tapped into like before we got on, man. OB not being so like ball stagnant help get Deuce, better shots. Help get Fournier going, or like, which he has to stay consistent, but
shout out to Fournier. He the Knicks leading 3-point shooter of all time, beat the Starks record.
Big single season record for him. So like that's like big takes. looking at the stats, Obi was 8 of 11, man. Six assists, 11 rebounds, 18 points. It might be the system, man, that's helping these power forwards, get those assist numbers, which is crazy, but it works when you got the right guys.
Well, he played 40 minutes, and it just means that Tibbs had more faith in him.
He
Additionally, I bet you the front office was like, why'd you play Taj those last 8 minutes in yesterday's game? When Taj was getting cooked in a pick and roll by Trae Young. Come on, man. Tomorrow, 40 minutes, Obi.
So RJ tonight, 30 points, shot 50% from the floor, 10 of 19, 40% from 3 of 7, and 87% from the free throw line with 7 out of 8. Like that kind of efficiency for the night is like bananas, man. And definitely for like the past month and a half or so, like definitely all of March and like most of February after the break, he's been on. Like,
yo, check it. I just saw something on Twitter. NBA players with 3,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, 500 assists, 300 3 points made before turning 22. LeBron James, Luka Doncic, RJ Barrett. Only 3.
Boom.
I saw this thing. RJ Barrett has scored the 10th most points in the NBA since the All-Star break. He is an elite company. It was Jason Tatum, Shea Gillis, Trae Young, Nikola, Karl-Anthony Towns, Joe Embiid, Luka, Donovan Mitchell, RJ with 341 points.
Yo, and he has 11, I think 30-point games for the year. Like he's on a great roll, but like definitely having Obi get those starting minutes finally and like take full advantage of it, beating a potential playoff team in the Hornets. They're gonna make the play-in most likely. So like big deal.
Yeah. I like it, man. In today's game, the fact that you had RJ and Obi, it didn't feel like when I watch the Knicks usually, it feels like there's like a internal struggle between RJ and Randall, or Randall and the team, where Randall's the guy that demands the ball at all times, all the time, and then the team is like reluctantly playing around him. In today's game, although RJ took 19 shots, he never really demanded the ball. It didn't flow through him. It just happened to flow through him. You know what I'm saying? It was more like a dance instead of like, me struggling to dance with you. And Julius, and I think it's more primarily because he's a post player, the offense looks disjointed when he's the focal point. In today's offense, when you have someone like Obi that's going, a rim runner, he hit a couple of threes. I'm not sure that's his game, but he had 2 for 3, and it was flowing from the guards down instead of from the forwards up. It just felt right to me. It looked like a better game actually. I prefer this Knicks lineup to the ones last week. And also Sims played, Mitch. I like Mitch too, by the way. But Sims played today. Mitch was out. And Sims was he played 26 minutes. He was 5 for 5, 10 points. He had 3 rebounds. But he looked like he was, an NBA player. He looked really efficient. And
definitely because he knows his role. Again, he's never gonna do something outside of himself. So like it fits in so well, especially when he makes that extra pass instead of trying to force a dunk or something. That Mitch is making now, but he missed a couple of those early on that could have helped us win some games because he just wanted to like assert himself rather than being more patient. That's with the game, man. But looking back at last week's schedule, we lost to Utah. Yesterday we lost to Atlanta, and we beat the Wizards and Portland. We
were 6 and 4 in the last 10 games, but we started we started beating the teams that we could beat, right?
Yeah.
And then we started losing to the teams that we were supposed to lose to. You know what I'm saying? So I mean that's what a bad team does.
But from the Portland game to today, who would you say is your player of the week?
I mean, from the Portland game to today, I'm gonna have to give it to RJ again, man. I mean, he's on a tear. Again, he's not shooting the very, very best, meaning his efficiency. Like you'll see a lot of 8 for 20s, a lot of 9 for 22s and stuff like that. But he's averaging in those 6 games, 7 games, he's averaging 28, 29 points a game. He had 30 points today. He had 30 points yesterday. I mean, he's that guy now, and I don't see anyone else kind of stepping up. Quickly's been playing well. Julius Randle. If there was an anti-award, I would give it to him. He looks like a buffoon out there, man. He's an emotional wreck. He's fighting with Gobert for no reason whatsoever. He's not slapping hands with the fans out of the tunnel. I mean, what are you doing? You're the leader of the team. You make $120 million. The extension kicks in next year. We got a young guy that's trying to get that money and is playing like, team ball, aggressive, attacking the basket, everything you want in a Knick player. And Julius, the guy that we embraced as Knicks fans last year, is playing like a player that doesn't want to be in New York no more, man. It's weird. I'm gonna give it to RJ.
All right. RJ is the easy answer. I think I'm gonna go with I'm going with the record breaker, man. I think like setting records is definitely a big trend, and like for having a single season record for threes, yeah, you got to take a lot, but you also got to make them. So like, big shout out to Evan Fournier. Definitely not the best defender, but overall, for whatever reason, Tibbs sticks with him. So like he's been in double digits in every game this week as well, I believe. So like, yeah, he's trending upward, man, and he's gelling with RJ, very well, and he plays well with Julius Randle very well. So depending on who stays or how we play it out going forward, he's gonna be a great fit. And for the opposite, the not so MVP, I gotta give it to Alec Burks, man. He got cooked back-to-back nights. I'm pretty sure he's had some nightmares.
Guys are cooking him, man.
Like, he's gonna blame it on the switches, but there's no way that
there was no switches.
Trae Young does that, and then you got to come back out, and the next like LaMelo does that, and like they're both younger guards, man. Like I understand that you might not be the best point guard, but Tibbs got you out there, and like with your length, you should be able to defend better. Like Alec Burks, like you mean well, you get tough buckets, you're very creative, but yeah, bro, you can't be giving up 45 and 30 back-to-back nights. That's like, yeah, you getting cooked out here, man.
He's not even trying to like use his muscle on these guys. I mean, Trey Burke. All right, he scored 45. You got to score 35, man.
At the very least, like attack him.
You got because Trey Burke is not guarding anybody. LaMelo is very shifty, but LaMelo was getting him from the deep three in the middle of the court. He was getting. You read the scouting report. He's going to shoot that. That wasn't off a pick. That was on you multiple times.
That man.
He's got to work a little harder. He's not working hard enough. Yeah. And he's also playing out of position. I'm going to give it to Tibbs. You got Deuce McBride. Obviously, he's a rookie. You got to play him like 20 minutes, man. When you got these dynamic guards, you got a bulldog that will stick with these guys from end to end. Unleash them. Let's see what happens. I mean, yesterday in yesterday's game against the Hawks, after the first half, when Trae Young had plus 20 points in the first half, he should have definitely unleashed, Deuce, have Deuce play the point, and then kind of move everyone over one. You know what I'm saying? Have RJ be the 3, have Burks be the 2, that kind of stuff. But Tibbs, he follows the this TCBL rule guide. If I had a manual that I write before the game, that's what he does, man. And he didn't want to adapt. And one of the biggest false issues in this world is when you adapt and don't adapt. And this guy refuses to adapt, man. He wants to die. So at work, we say adapt or die. He's dying on the vine. I'm gonna give the anti. You know what? As a number 2 on my anti, I'm gonna give that one to Tibbs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him to Tibbs for one, not adapting on Alex Burks because he was getting cooked. He should have realized that. And number 2, for playing Taj like the whole fourth quarter, man. Of yesterday's game.
Free Deuce McBride, man.
Let him play, man. Let him play. Play the kids.
Like I don't know what else to like how to look at it. Like I'm trying to find like spots like where he could have did things different. It's like so much like where's Nerlens Noel, man?
I mean, he's a bum. I mean, we messed up. We messed up, and the only saving grace on that contract is the fact that it's going to be an expiring contract next year. So we should be able to trade that for whatever. But we're putting too much emphasis on our bigs, man. Now we got Sims. Now we got Mitch, who's up for a contract. We got Norlands, and then we got Taj. Taj is great, and he should be the Udonis Haslem of the team. He should be the player coach. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't be playing 25 minutes, and he should definitely not be in there when Trae Young is hunting for the bigs. That's not what should be happening. New Orleans Noel, I mean, he is who we thought he was. I mean, he was.
I had him starting, before the season started. Like, yeah, he's gonna start coming out, and you
can't pay a guy like a backup center starter money, and that's what
10 mil is good. 10 mil is rotation money.
He's worth like five. Like that extra money that we gave him could have been given Alonzo Ball.
Starters are getting like 12 to 15. I think
starters. He's not a starter in this league anymore.
10 for like a 2-3 year deal. Like that's not all that bad. I think it worked out okay. But here's the real question, man. Where's Derrick Rose? Kimba shut himself down because, Derrick Rose is going to come back, and before Tibbs takes me out the rotation, I'm going to just chill and work out.
See, that's the problem. I feel so bad for Derrick Rose. Like, Derrick Rose was, if he didn't get hurt, he was one of those guys that I'm like, yo.
If he didn't get hurt, he wouldn't be on the Knicks.
Go to Denver. Let's get a trade chip for Rose. Go to Denver. Go to the Suns. Go to somewhere else.
Derrick Rose,
Philly,
second-round pick.
But you can't be with the New York Knicks because you're a legacy player. You're one of the best players that ever played in NBA. I want you to get a championship. You're not going to get one at the New York Knicks. You know what I'm saying? And you're playing with a fossilized coach, and this team is not there for you. You can't play. He can't be on the team next year, my man. He just can't. Not because he's not good. It's because he's too good for our trajectory and where we are at in our life cycle. He is.
Oh man. It's tough, man. And it's like there's so many other guards on the roster that, it's kind of okay not to have him.
Of course it is. And what's gonna happen next year when we have 2 draft picks and we select 2 wings?
Somebody's getting traded, man. Somebody, there's a big
trade like 3 people.
There's a big deal looming. Yeah. And Ryan Archiakadu, like, I appreciate you for being on the team, but yeah, you're out.
I mean, he's just a body. He's a body. Yeah. By the way, you mentioned we mentioned that Fournier passed Starks.
Yeah,
isn't it amazing? With like 10 games to go in a different era, that Fournier, who's he's a 3-point shooter primarily, or most of his points come off the threes, is just passing Starks now. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it, he's probably going to make 3 threes for the next 10 games each game, right? He's going to make 30 threes. So he's only passing Starks by 30 points, all by threes.
Listen, 33 is still a lot, but the bigger thing is, look at the offense. Like look at all the guys that have to shoot the ball. Fournier is like what, 3rd, 4th on the pecking order, and
that's true.
Like so it's still.
But back then, back in the 90s Knicks, I mean, we were averaging like 72 points a game.
Yeah, because
it was Patrick Oakley,
the reset, the shot clock, the dumping it down into the paint, like the defense. It was like a lot crazy, different. And like definitely, if Starks played in this kind of free flowing offense, he'd probably have more threes than that.
He'd probably made $100 million too.
Unbelievable, yo! Shout out to Allen Houston, man. I hope you're watching because
well worth every penny. Just for that one basket you made against Miami, brought love to my heart.
Listen, that later stretch were key moments in my youth. Was just like, yo, he's gonna come back. Yo, he really never coming back. Like he never came back. Like never was himself really. Anyway, And it's like, yo, you had the cool shoes, you were at the Garden, you had the right build, you had the silky smooth shot. And it's like,
he had an excellent body, like the best. To this day, I haven't seen a better jump shot than his jump shot. It was picture perfect in the book jump shot. Oof. Perfect angles on his jump shot, everything. It was awesome.
Different time, man. Around the league, anything that caught your eye?
Big news today. Big news. They say that the mayor of New York is going to give the athletes of New York State an exception to play at home games. So Kyrie will be able to play full time for the New Jersey, for the Brooklyn Nets, the Yankees, right? The players that didn't get vaccinated, like our big guys, they are now able to play full games. So I mean, ironically, today's Kyrie's birthday, so it's like a perfect gift for him. So he's gonna be playing full ball the next 10 games. And today he had 43 points on the win.
Crazy.
So that's great, man. That's great. Another news, I don't know if you saw it today, but Jimmy Butler and Spo got into it. And Udonis Haslem was holding back Spo and was about to get into it with
man, Jimmy, you getting a bad rap, Jimmy.
That's what he is, man. That's what he is. Bad rap. RJ's the anti-Jimmy.
Yo, well, in the past week, we had LeBron move up to number 2. So shout out to everyone's current favorite player, more than likely, he's a lot of people's favorite player. So shout out to him for doing that.
Not mine, though.
And then
LeBrick. No, Zion was on Twitter dunking it between the legs on a bad foot.
Listen, he's not
looking amazing.
I don't think he makes it to New York, man. Like that's too fairy tale for me. It's too much fantasy. Like I can't hold my breath waiting for that.
But, first of all, if you want to go to New York, you can't be posting videos of you banging it. You got to be like kind of limping around. Secondly, he's up for the extension just like RJ is. He is gonna have to decline it. If he declines it, then we have a chance. If he doesn't, then we have no chance. Because then they're gonna hold on to him for 3 years.
Yo, but big shout out to this points per game leader competition, man. For the scoring title. That's
LeBron,
Joel,
and my man Giannis, right?
Yeah. So that's like
you know what?
Especially for like all like bigger guys that aren't like the best shooters.
I think LeBron's trying to for the first time in his career is trying to get the scoring title because this is a wrap. This season's a wrap for him. He may not make the playoffs. They may make the play-in. They may lose in the playoffs.
He needs the rest.
He is looking to like solidify his legacy. And by him getting the scoring title, he could be like, yo, I was the oldest scoring champ. I'm the best. You know what I'm saying? I only won 5 championships, but I was the oldest scoring champ. No one's ever done it longer. I'm number 1 in points. I'm number 1 in assists. He's trying to build a resume.
Yeah.
And he's telling us that he's doing it, unlike other greats. He's telling us, and I think he's more than he's ever done in the past, looking to score the ball, which is one of the problems they have.
I mean, they still could use a couple spot up shooters, but we'll save that for another day, man.
Although if Anthony Davis comes back, I wouldn't want to play them in a playing game, playoff game. I wouldn't, irrespective of their record, I wouldn't want to play them because still LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook.
This year hasn't worked out. Russ could really have that Rondo effect where he just like all clicks in the playoffs and like he's that all-purpose player that they need, and that triple-double in the playoffs means a lot more, man.
Imagine if you're the Suns, right? And your first round opponent is LeBron and the Lakers. I mean, that's tough, man. I mean, you beat them last year, so that's one thing, but that's not the intention of the playoffs and stuff. You want an easy
you see that Marcus Morris comment? Markieff Morris?
No, I didn't hear it. What was it?
He said, yeah, that bubble championship wasn't nothing, like Woo! Was it like you was in an empty gym basically. Like it ain't like.
What about the guy from the Grizzlies? Bane was like, we don't fear your shadow no more.
Listen, that's what happens, you know.
You get old.
You're the greatest, and you get old, man. Like
that's why he wants to get that scoring championship, man. He's like, yo, I'm still the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's
still the guy. He may realize that Bronny may not go to the NBA.
At some point, we'll see. I think he makes it just off his like skill set, but we gotta see.
He gotta grow like 5 inches, man. He's 6'2". He's 6'2". I think his other kid is gonna be like 6'9" though.
Yeah, crazy. But Bryce
Maximus, right?
Yeah, but you know, this time. Any last words?
I mean, you know, kudos to the Knicks. Keep on playing. Show New York what you got. I love the free flowing offense of today's game. I love the way Obi played today. I like, you know, the way RJ's been attacking the basket. He still shoots a little bit too many threes for me, but he's attacking the basket and he's playmaking more. You know, that's what I want to see. I want these guys to give it their best. Obviously, I don't want us to make, now it's too late. I don't want us to make the play-in. I'd rather have the draft pick, but I want Tibbs to play this group of guys and possibly sit Burks, Taj, Randall, and give less minutes to Fournier.
Yeah, you Baja Barrett, like, you know, keep being aggressive, keep doing your thing. Continue to free Obi. Okay, I've been screaming for this all year, and like finally, you know, it came to fruition and like everything worked out. Like, I don't want nobody to be hurt or nothing like that, but Julius Randle, you know, if you want to sit out a little longer till you get a little healthier, like let Obi get a couple more runs, man. And yeah, those 40 minutes helped him today. Like he looked phenomenal. Quick, you look good. Keep doing your thing.
I want more ball penetration out of Quick, man. You showing us every game that you more Lou Williams than any point guard I know.
Yeah, but he also has that range too, man. Like
got that range.
I want him to have that Curry confidence. Like if he gets that,
you know what he's starting to lose though.
Yeah.
I know it was our last word, but he's starting to lose that floater. He hasn't made that floater's been like kind of like not performing well.
It's all right. We don't need it as much, you know. Like don't take the Alfred Payton floater. Like, you know, like stick to doing what you do. Stick to doing what you do, man. But yo,
exactly, man.
Shout out to everybody when you get a chance to watch this, and we appreciate.
Yo, Wall Street, where you at? Just.Hek.
Wall Street.
Where the boys at? Where the boys?
Wall Street. You let us down, but next week
we got Batman and Batman here.
You heard? STK.
STK, baby.
We out.
Great show, guys.